Krishna. Welcome to all devotees. Now we start today's Bhagavatam class. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Namarapchaya Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tata Jayam Mudire Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. Hare Krishna. Today we continuing Srimad Bhagavatam Canto first chapter first shloka number 4. Questions by the sages. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Jalma Adi Asya Yatah Anvayat Itaratah Cha Artheshu Abhigyah Swarata Tene Brahmarudayah Adi Kavay Muhyanti Yatsurayah Tejoh Vari Mrudam Yata Vinimaya Yatra Trisarga Amrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuakam Satyam Param Dhimai. Continuing purport.
Can you read the translation once, Mataji, as we
Oh
have
my
finished?
Lord, oh my Lord, Sri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, all, all pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisance unto you. I meditate upon Lord Sri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes of the creation, sustenance and destruction of the manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestation, and he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion, as one is bewildered by the illusory representations of water seen in fire or land seen in on water. Only because of him do the material universes temporarily manifested by the reactions of the three modes of nature appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Sri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. An atheist may argue that God is no more expert than a watchmaker. But of course, God is greater because he can he can create machines in duplicate male and female forms. The male and female form of different types of machineries go on producing innumerable similar machines without God's further attention. If a man could manufacture such a set of machines that could produce other machines without his attention, then he could approach the intelligence of God. But that is not possible, for each machine has to be handled individually. Therefore, no one can create as well as God. Another name for God is Asmordva, which means that no one is equal to or greater than him. Parama Satyam, or the supreme truth, is he who has no equal or superior. This is confirmed in the Shruti Mantra. It is said that before the creation of the material universe, there existed the Lord only, who is master of everyone. That Lord instructed Brahma in Vedic knowledge. That Lord has to be obeyed in all respects. Anyone who wants to get rid of the material entanglement must surrender unto him. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Unless one surrenders unto the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, it is certain that he will be bewildered. When an intelligent man surrenders unto the lotus feet of Krishna and knows completely that Krishna is the cause of all causes, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, then only can such an intelligent man become a Mahatma or great soul. But such a great soul is rarely seen. Only the Mahatmas can understand that the Supreme Lord is the primeval cause of all creation. He is Param or ultimate truth because all other truths are relative to him. He is omniscient. For him, there is no illusion. Some Mayavadi scholars argue that Srimad Bhagavatam was not compiled by Sri Vasudev, and some of them suggest that this book is a modern creation written by someone named Bopodev. In order to refute such meaningless argument, Sri Sridhar Swami points out that there is reference to the Bhagavatam in many of the oldest Puranas. This first shloka of the Bhagavatam begins with the Gayatri mantra. There is reference to this in the Matsya Purana, which is the oldest Purana. In that Purana, it is said that reference to the Gayatri mantra in the Bhagavatam that there are many narrations of spiritual instructions beginning with the Gayatri mantra. And there is the history of Vatsatsur. Anyone who makes a gift of this great work on a full moon day attains to the highest perfection of life by returning to Godhead. There is reference to the Bhagavatam in other Puranas also, where it is clearly stated that this work has finished in 12 cantos, which include 18,000 slokas. In the Padma Purana, also there is reference to the Bhagavatam in a conversation between Gautam and Maharaj Ambrish. The king was advised there to read regularly Srimad Bhagavatam if he desired liberation from material bondage. Under the circumstances, there is no doubt about the authority of the Bhagavatam 100 years. Many erudite scholars and acharyas like Jiva Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravarti, Vallabhacharya, and many other distinguished scholars, even after the time of Lord Chaitanya, made elaborate commentaries on the Bhagavatam. And
Hare Krishna. So let us try to summarize what has been covered till now in these particular shlokas. So we see how this is the beginning shloka. Now, this being a literature which is going to be life changing, something which is going to make us aware of our original identity, it is but obvious that it has to be engrossing. Just like any say movie or any serial, it starts at a very high pitch. Down, down. And then the actual story starts. Here also, the very first Loka, Shri Vyasdev is indirectly telling what the story is going to be. He's saying that he was giving obeisances to whom? To Krishna. Why Krishna? Because he's the absolute truth. He's the primal cause of all causes of creation, sustenance, destruction. He is directly, indirectly conscious of all manifestations. We saw yesterday. He is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. He is the one who imparted Vedic knowledge into the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion, as one is bewildered by the illusory representations. Only because of him, the material universes, they are actually seen. So he's giving all these reasons. And that is what Srila Prabhupada ji is explaining one by one. So yesterday, Prabhupada ji told us how, because of illusion, we consider something which is not real as real. And he says how atheists like Hiranyakashipu, they paid for it with their life. So it's a big mistake which they have done, is what Prabhupada ji explains. So he's continuing the discussion further. Because when we say demons, demons basically, they are the ones who are not following the orders of Krishna. So Asura is defined in the literatures as one who does not follow the orders of Krishna. So this Hiranyakashipu and everyone, they were Asuras because they were atheists. And so they say that God is not someone great. He's just creating something. Even we can create something. But then we make a mistake. We don't understand that God is creating everything nearly in pairs. One is male and one is female. And humans are not able to do it. And the space which God has created, they are able to undergo 6 changes, which God does not go, by the way. What are those changes? They take a birth, they grow, they reproduce, they stay, and then they dwindle. Now, the machines which you create, it's not acting anything like this. So there is no way we can touch or even approach the intelligence of God. He is Asmurdva, which means no one is equal to or greater than him. He is Param Satya, the supreme truth. And this is not something which we are seeing or Vyasdevji is saying on his own. He's saying that there are Shruti mantras, Smriti Puranas, which confirm these things. So, Lord has to be obeyed in all respects. Right now, we are all caught up in material entanglement. So, if you want to get out of the material entanglement, we must surrender unto Krishna. Because Krishna himself has said this. Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Am tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shucha. So unless we surrender unto the lotus feet of Krishna, we'll always be bewildered. But when a devotee whose intelligence surrenders unto Krishna, he understands that Krishna is the cause of all causes. Sarva karana karanam. Again, this is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. And the devotee becomes Mahatma. So he does not remain an Atma. He becomes Mahan Atma, great soul. But then such great souls are rarely seen. Because it is very few who understand Krishna as the primeval cause of all creations, who know his param, his ultimate truth, his omniscient. Now, Prabhupada says that though this is a fact, many people try to spread rumors, especially the Mayavadis, who may make a point that this was not compiled by Sri Vasudev at all, but someone named Vopadev. But then that is not true. And for that, we have the evidence, Shastric evidence. Sri Sridhar Swami points that oldest of Puranas, like Matsya Purana, has the references about Srimad Bhagavatam. And Bhagavatam starts with Gayatri Mantra. And that Gayatri Mantra is referenced into Matsya Purana. So definitely, this Bhagavatam is of at the same time. And Bhagavatam has the story of Vratrasur also. So that is why this is a Amala Purana. But there is a difference between Puranas and Bhagavatam. Because this is something which is gifted on the Purnima of Bhadrapad, then the person can attain the highest perfection of life by returning to Godhead, is what is said. This has 12 cantos, 18,000 shlokas. And this is something which is referenced in the conversations between Gautama and Maharaj Ambrish in Padma Puran, wherein the king was advised to read Bhagavatam daily, regularly, if you wanted liberation from bondage. So thus it is proved that Bhagavatam existed. And many acharyas have proven it, have understood it, and have repeatedly said, yes, this is something which exists. Let us see what Prabhupada ji wants to say further on this shloka. Hare Krishna. And the serious student would do well to attempt to go through them to better relish the transcendental messages.
message. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur specifically deals with the original and pure sex psychology, Adi Ras, a divide of all mundane in inebriety. The whole material creation is moving under the principle of sex life. In modern civilization, sex life is the focal point for all activities. Wherever one turns his face, he sees sex life predominant. Therefore, sex life is not unreal. Its reality is experienced in the spiritual world. The material sex life is but a perverted reflection of the original fact. The original fact is the absolute truth, and thus the absolute truth cannot be impersonal. It is not possible to be impersonal and contain pure sex life. Consequently, the impersonalist philosophers have given indirect impetus to the abominable mundane sex life because they have overstressed the impersonality of the ultimate truth. Consequently, man without information of the actual spiritual form of sex has accepted perverted material sex life as the all in all. There is a distinction between sex life and the diseased material condition of spiritual sex life. This Srimad Bhagavatam will gradually elevate the unbiased reader to the highest perfectional stage of transcendence. It will enable to him to transcend the three modes of material activities: fruitive action, speculative philosophy, and worship of functional deities as inculcated in Vedic verses. Thus end the purport. Now, Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Ena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manabhishtam Stapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guroho Sri Uttapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavancha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitancha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi पाश्चात देश तारिणे वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण दंडवत प्रणाम. Today we completed first shloka of the Srimad Bhagavatam, canto first, chapter first, questions by the sages. If anyone can want to speak something, is given
Yes,
the
Mataji.
permission to speak for.
So let us first welcome Gaurangi Shakti Mataji, who has also joined the sessions now. So let us try to summarize what you have read in the last part of the purport by Srila Prabhupada before we again summarize what is the importance of this first shloka, which Gaurangi Shakti Mataji will be kind enough to make us aware the summarization. So, after giving references to the Matsya Puranas and everywhere, Prabhupada ji is talking how even erudite scholars and acharyas like Jiva Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Vallabhacharya, even they made elaborate commentaries on Bhagavatam. And so it is said that if you are very serious to study Bhagavatam, if you want to be a serious student, then we should attempt to go through them to better relish the transcendental messages. And that is exactly what we are going to be trying to do when we go through the study every day. Whatever is mentioned in the Bhagavatam, whatever is mentioned by Abhacharnarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada in his purports, we'll also try to have references wherever possible in our discussions from various lectures of Srila Prabhupada, the various acharyas, Maharaj, and the literature which is mentioned in this particular purport, so that we can better relish the transcendental messages of Srimad Bhagavatam. The intention is not going to be how soon we complete this 18,000 shlokas. The intention will be how we can actually relish the transcendental message. Because completing of Srimad Bhagavatam is not the objective of this particular series that we have started. So Sri Vishwanath Thakur says that it is important that we understand what is original and what is pure. And this Srimad Bhagavatam is making us understand that. Now, there are many people who say that no, God is impersonal. God is not personal. So, Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur clarifies it with the example of the sexual activity, the sex psychology, which is Adiras. It is one of the earliest rasas. But then it is devoid of mundane inebriety. The moment material energy is involved, the whole thing becomes mundane. And it becomes the focal point of all activities. But then this is not real. The reality is in the spiritual world. What we see in material world is always a perverted reflection of the original fact. Now the acharyas give examples for it. Suppose there's a water body which is there, and there's, say, moon in the sky. The moon is so big, but its reflection in the water body is small. And if that water body has small ripples, it seems that that reflection also has ripples. And we tend to believe that maybe that object itself has got certain ripples on it. But then that is perverted image. The real image is up there in the sky. And that is exactly what happens to each and everything in this material world. Because when we were in the spiritual world serving Krishna, we saw Krishna is the only enjoyer. And we thought, why not we? Why not me? Krishna tried to explain, oh child, you cannot be. But being a child, being disobedient, we keep on continuously saying, no, no, I also want to enjoy. Krishna tries to tell, no, no, you cannot. We insist. Krishna, finally a merciful father. He says, okay. Just like a small child who wants to touch fire. Father says, don't touch, you will get burnt. He says, no, I will touch. Father says, don't touch. He says, I will touch. Finally, father relents, but then he carries a burnal behind. And the child touches fire, feels the pain, starts crying, and the father immediately applies burnal and helps him. So Krishna, because we have insisted, so it okay, here is a world I'm creating for you. And that is how this material world comes into existence, which is just 1/4 of the whole creation. And we try to enjoy, not knowing that this is Dukkhalayama Shashvatam. But just like a merciful father carrying Bernal for the disobedient child, Krishna for us who were disobedient carries the message of how to come back home, back to God. And in Kali Yuga, it is so easy. He just asks us to follow the Sankirtana movement. He asks us to ensure that we keep on chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra consistently, continuously. And that proves that the absolute truth cannot be impersonal. The impersonalist philosophers have thus created wrong impressions. And if we do not take this actual spiritual knowledge, we will be continuously entrapped in this perverted material life. What Srimad Bhagavatam is actually going to do is elevate us to the highest professional stage of transcendence. But then there's a qualifier which still Prabhupada mentions, that the reader has to be unbiased. Only the unbiased reader will be gradually elevated to the highest professional stage of transcendence, wherein it will enable that person to transcend the three modes of material activities. So, with three modes of material activities, Prabhupada mentions fruitive actions, speculative philosophy, and worship of functional deities, as inculcated in Vedic verses. So, Prabhupada says that if we have this state, unbiased reader, so how can we become unbiased? For we to become unbiased, it is important that we purify ourselves. And the best way to purify is by chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is what we do every day. Cheto Darpana Marjanam. So Marjanam is cleaning. And Cheto Darpan is the heart, the mirror. So we have to clean it, because all the dirt of so many of our lifetimes is caught up there. And hence we have to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Satatam Kirtayantam. And that is what we are going to be gradually elevated upon. Would Gaurangi Shakti Mataji like to add something before we start the chanting session, Mataji?
Okay, I think you have covered all the points, so I have
Thank you very much,
nothing more.
Mataji. Thank you very much, Mataji. Just wanted to summarize that this shloka is the entry point where Sri Vasudev has proven that Krishna is the original creator, is the supreme personality of Godhead, and that is why he is Vandaniya, and that is why he is offering all his obeisances to Krishna, and he is giving all his qualities, why he is free from illusory representations of material world, why he is the one which should be meditated upon, and how he is the absolute truth. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.